Some place names survive for centuries. Others become tourist attractions, or a problem. Some even get changed because the locals simply had enough. But every strange name on a map has a story behind it, starting with Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. That is not the title of a philosophy textbook. It is a real city. And before 1950, it had a much more normal name, Hot Springs. Which made sense, because the area was known for exactly that. Then, a radio host named Ralph Edwards made an offer. His show, Truth or Consequences, was celebrating its 10th anniversary, and he said he would broadcast the anniversary episode from the first town willing to rename itself after the show. Most towns would probably say no. Hot Springs said, fine. So in 1950, the town changed its name to Truth or Consequences. A place known for relaxing mineral water became a place that sounds like it is about to interrogate you. And somehow, the name stayed. Because once a strange name gets printed on enough maps, it starts feeling official. Hell, Michigan. In the middle of Michigan, surrounded by lakes, trees, and quiet roads, there is a real community called Hell. The name has several possible origin stories, which is common with places like this. Over time, local memory, jokes, and tourism tend to mix together. But the best-known story begins in the 1800s with a settler named George Reeves. Reeves ran a mill, a general store, and eventually a small distillery near what became Hell Creek. According to local legend, he sometimes paid local farmers with homemade whiskey. So when the farmers disappeared for longer than expected, their wives would say they had gone to hell again. Not as a religious statement, just as directions. Whether that is the exact origin or not, the name stayed, and unlike many towns with strange names, Hell did not try to escape it. It leaned into it. Today, the community uses the name as part of its identity. Visitors can take photos with Hell signs, buy souvenirs, and send postcards from Hell. Some places survive an unfortunate name. Hell turned it into tourism. Condom, France. In southwestern France, in the region of Gascony, there is a town called Condom. For English speakers, the name does most of the work by itself. But in France, the story is different. The name is not a joke, and it has nothing to do with the modern English word. It comes from an older place name, Kondatomagos, a Gaulish name usually understood as a market or field near a confluence, which makes sense because the town sits near where rivers and routes meet. Over time, Kondatomagos became Condom, and centuries later, English speakers made it awkward. Today, Condom is better known locally for history, Armagnac, old buildings, river tourism, and its position on the Way of St. James. But for many visitors, the first thing they notice is still the sign. Not because the town changed, because language did. Negros, Philippines. In the central Philippines, there is a large island called Negros. Before Spanish colonization, it was known as Buglas. Then, in the 1500s, Spanish explorers arrived. They used the name Negros after the people they encountered there. Centuries later, Negros is still one of the major islands of the Philippines. It is home to cities, mountains, beaches, volcanoes, sugar plantations, and millions of people. It is a simple example of colonial history still visible today, not in a museum, not in an old document, just there on the map. Go, 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 Madagascar. In southwestern Madagascar, there is a rural commune called Go-Go-Go-Go. There does not seem to be a famous origin story behind the name. No radio contest, no rebranding campaign, no centuries-old mystery. At least, not one that is easy to find. It is just a place on the map called Go-Go-Go-Go, a name that sounds less like a commune and more like a GPS having a panic attack. Nothing more to explain, it just sounds funny. That is why it is here. Thugging, Austria. So, for decades, this village had a slightly different name. It was called Fucking. And yes, people kept stealing the road signs. Tourists stopped for photos. Locals got tired of the jokes, and eventually they decided they had had enough. So, on January 1st, 2021, the village officially became Fugging. Same place, same people, just 2 letters different. Sometimes that is all a village needs to finally get some peace. There is a real place in Canada called Dildo. Not a joke someone typed into Google Maps after 3 beers. A real coastal community in Newfoundland and Labrador. So, where is it? Way over on Canada's east coast, on the island of Newfoundland near Trinity Bay. The strangest part is, nobody is completely sure where the name came from. One theory says it may have come from an old French phrase for a nearby island. Another says the name was already being used there more than 300 years ago, which means people were writing dildo on maps with a completely straight face. Today, it is mostly a quiet fishing community, beautiful coast, small harbor, normal houses, and probably some of the most exhausted road signs in Canada. Because when your town is called Dildo, tourists are not exactly known for behaving with dignity.